Richard Hale was one of the most powerful billionaires in the city, a man whose signature could move markets, whose wealth could buy anything, except peace at home. Since the passing of his wife, his 7-year-old son Daniel had become withdrawn and silent. No matter what Richard tried, expensive toys, vacations, or private tutors, nothing brought back his little boy's smile. One evening, Richard decided to do something different. Instead of dining in his private luxury hall, he took Daniel to a small family restaurant on a quiet street. He wanted his son to feel normal again, to sit among people, to taste life the way ordinary families did. The moment they entered, all eyes turned toward them. Whispers filled the room. "That's Richard Hale, the billionaire." But Richard ignored it. He was focused on his son. A young waitress walked toward them with a bright, genuine smile. Her name was Emily Carter. She wasn't just working to pay bills. She was raising her younger sister alone after losing her parents in an accident. Life had given her hardships, but she carried kindness and courage in her heart. Emily didn't treat Richard like a celebrity. Instead, she bent slightly toward Daniel and said warmly, "Well, who do we have here? A brave little knight, ready for dinner?" For the first time in weeks, Daniel's lips curved into a shy smile. Richard's chest tightened. He hadn't seen that smile in so long. Throughout the evening, Emily paid special attention to Daniel, asking him about his favorite foods, telling little jokes, and treating him like the most important guest in the room. Daniel slowly began to talk, hesitant at first, but then with growing comfort. But then something happened. At a nearby table, a group of older kids began mocking Daniel. They whispered cruel things, laughing at how quiet he was. One boy even came over and ruffled his hair roughly. Daniel froze. His hands trembled, tears filled his eyes. Richard jumped up in anger, ready to lash out. But before he could take a single step, Emily rushed forward. She stood firmly between Daniel and the boys, her voice sharp and commanding. "Stop it! You don't get to pick on someone smaller than you." The boys sneered. "Why do you care? He's weird. Doesn't even talk properly." Emily's eyes blazed with anger. "You think bullying makes you strong? Real strength is protecting others, not hurting them." The entire restaurant fell silent. Under her unwavering gaze, the boys muttered and slouched back to their table. Emily immediately knelt down in front of Daniel, her voice soft now, gentle as a whisper. "Hey, don't let them make you feel small. You're brave, and you matter more than you know." Daniel sniffled, and for the first time in months, spoke clearly. "Thank you." The room seemed to hold its breath. Richard stood still, overwhelmed. He had all the money in the world, yet he hadn't been able to comfort his son like that. It took a young waitress with nothing but courage and kindness to protect Daniel and give him the confidence he desperately needed. Tears burned in Richard's eyes as he realized something he had forgotten in his chase for wealth. The greatest power in the world is not money, but compassion. That night, as they left the restaurant, Daniel held Emily's hand for a moment and smiled. Richard silently promised himself he would never forget this lesson, that sometimes ordinary people with extraordinary hearts are richer than any billionaire.